Hey, and welcome. We are three families who come together to help each other grow in our faith, family, homesteading, and whatever else life throws our way. Join us on this journey as we sow and grow together.
Hi, I'm Carrie Tellerico.
I'm Adriana Smith.
I'm Cassie Garcia.
And we are Sow and Grow Together.
Fellowship is something that's really important to all of our families, and unfortunately it feels like something that's kind of lost in a lot of churches today. But we really make it a priority to get together, and we do so multiple times a week. Some weeks there are times when we're literally together almost every single day. And so we wanted to make this video kind of talking about our weekly fellowships that we have and also bringing you along for one.
Fellowship was definitely a part that I definitely agree we felt was lost. And we had our church friends, but then we didn't, that's where they were. They were at church or church functions. God had awoken us the importance of a living life ministry. So we wanted as much blended together as possible.
Yeah. And it's really great, especially all three of our families have young children, so we get to see them also grow in their fellowship and working out problems and dealing with the fact that you're around people, and it's just so beneficial in so many ways for us as adults to see the children growing. Just lots of good things.
Yeah, and it's really funny how much it's a priority to us to have this fellowship, but the way it started was not necessarily with the goals of let's build a fellowship together.
We started Thursday nights specifically actually for health reasons more than fellowship reasons. There'd been some health issues that a couple of our families had been dealing with, and we're like, we just haven't made ourselves be more experimental in trying new healthy recipes and things that we wanted to do and never really made time to do. So I was like, hey, let's just get together and make it like a purposeful thing every week or however often we want to do it. We'll find a new recipe to try. We'll try to make healthier foods that are beneficial for all of us, and then that'll keep us motivated.
We were really overwhelmed at the time, and I think that's kind of me crying to you, being so overwhelmed because my husband had a couple of diagnoses at the same time, but they were kind of polar opposite on the food spectrum. And he's Italian, so he loves eating. So to find that joy in what we're making, that healthy food can be good food as well. So it was definitely a journey to start with.
It just goes hand in hand, good food and good, it's just a social event. It's so much more fun that way. And pretty soon, I don't know, we've been doing it maybe a year, and then we invite other people. Hey, if you're born on Thursdays, it's just this big table, invite people, because so many people are in need of community. And when you have that and you have this fulfilling relationships with other people where you're having really good conversations and really good food and all these things, I just want everybody else to have that too. And if you don't already have it, come to ours. So then before too long, we had the Smiths coming, and
it's funny because we actually phased into praise and worship on those nights too.
Yeah.
So a lot of them would come and play instruments and play together and eat together and fellowship. Yeah. And you guys jumped on board.
Yes, which was a huge blessing for us because we had been praying for this exact thing, to have people that we could meet with every week that we were truly in real fellowship with. So the fact that, it was people who we already knew, who we already loved, and they already had something established, it was just, it's really blessed us.
And I was going to say, it's not just us either. It is our children. Our children are our best friends. And we get to show them that, when you're around somebody all the time, friction can occur. Mm-hmm. And it's really great teaching moments on relationships and how they're a lot of work. And you got to purposefully make those choices to continue pushing through in love and grace and forgiveness. So it's really great teaching opportunities. also.
And there's a lot of other families that kind of pop in and out. They might not be here every week, but, you know, there are times during people's lives where they're busy and they're not here, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times where they're, like, just craving that fellowship, and it's so awesome to be able to be a place, to have a place and an atmosphere and fellowship that's already happening that we can just enfold them into. And for whatever time that is, whatever time that they need that. And then other times it's other people, so it's kind of fun.
I think the great thing is it's not limited. Sometimes it'll be just laughter of life, of silliness, of kids, of husbands. But also, I can't even count the number of times that it's been for heartbreak and praying over someone. I mean, praying in this very kitchen, praying over them in the living room, and just everybody, the children included, just coming around them and circling them with prayer. And, you know, spontaneous praise and worship where somebody starts playing the piano and next thing you know, they're singing in the living room. I mean, so many different sides to it that I think is all important and shouldn't just be labeled inside of one room during a certain time of a certain day. I don't think that's the way ministry was supposed to be. So,
and then you can also, when you start opening up your own home, just speaking as the one who hosts it usually, like, you can limit yourself a lot by what you feel is your own like imperfections, or like our basement is not finished. It's a mess. It's like under construction a little bit, but we're not like consistently working on it. The backyard, the outside of the house is not picture perfect. Landscaping's not beautiful. Like all these things that go through my mind that could limit me. Like I don't want to invite people over because they're going to see how imperfect my home is and how messy things are. And, you know, with 3 kids and the chickens running around everywhere and the goats are always getting out and that we're sending people to chase them down and it's a mess. But rather than hiding my mess and hiding my house's imperfections and our imperfections or whatever, we realize we all have those. So it's kind of fun to just be like, hey, join us in this crazy. And everybody...
Our kids have become professional goat herders. So.
They have. They're learning new things.
It's a skill.
So we hope you guys enjoy a little glimpse inside of our world.
Getting ready for Thursdays. We have 2 of our homegrown chickens cooking in the Instant Pot. Lots of rice going in this Instant Pot. And then we have homemade bread that is rising. It's doing pretty good.
Some extra tips for having guests over and keeping it lower stress would be what you can do the night before. We made tea last night. I made the bread last night, so it's rising today. And then we can just throw it in the oven when it's done rising. And also timing the dishwasher so that we're getting ready to run it, and then it'll be about done right before we have everyone over. We can empty the dishwasher so it's totally empty and ready for, as we're finished with things, throwing it in there. That helps out a lot.
And we have some broccoli. We're going to cut broccoli up and cook it. We like fresh broccoli. And we got this tromboncino squash. This thing is humongous. Look how big it is compared to Zeke's head.
Making some food preparations for Thursday night at Garcia's. We have a message group so that we know what everybody's making, and that way we can all make some different things or bring different things. We really try to make sure that we are contributing so that nothing is all on one family. That way we're all helping out and putting in our share. So we are Garcia Bound, and it's a little tricky because our big truck's broke down right now. It's actually in the shop getting the gear fixed. We have my sister's little teeny tiny truck, which I absolutely love, but it is a stick shift, and we love this thing. It just is old faithful. It goes through anything and everything, and super blessed that she was able to give it to us. So as you'll see, we have to be a little more creative to get there, but you know, we miss our friends and we got to see them.
We're currently on our way to the Garcia's house for our Thursday night gathering. We do this every Thursday, get together with all of our friends and some of the families from our church. It's just a really good time for fellowship. They open their house up to us, feed us lots of good food, and it's one of our favorite parts of the week.
It's our friends.
Mommy, it's gonna be so big. Look. Put my head out.
Colossians 3, verses 12 through 17. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with us as we sow and grow together.
Okay,
We were.
but bring the.
Moving. And no one else has their phone.
That was really good.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was really good.